Hi guys, it's Rebecca from Bridal Society, and today I'm showing you this autumnal fall setup, perfect for a rustic wedding, where I'm going to show you two things. Firstly, how to make this napkin ring from scratch, and also how to fold this leaf-shaped napkin. So there's two parts to this tutorial. We're going to start with the napkin ring because you need that to hold the leaf together. If you're just wanting the folding tutorial, there's a timestamp in the description box below so you can jump right ahead, but you will need your own napkin ring as that's what holds the shape together. There's a list of all the equipment you'll need for both parts of the tutorial in the description box below, so do check that out before we get started. So to make my very simple but effective napkin ring holder, I'm going to grab my kitchen towel roll innards, and I'm going to use this as the base to build around. So I want to basically cut a width, whatever size you want yours to be. I'm going to do mine at about 1.5 inches. Obviously totally up to you what size you want to make them. If you want to cut this freehand with your Stanley knife or your craft knife or whatever you've got, go ahead. But if you don't trust yourself to do that, or you just like being accurate, then I'm going to show you another way to do that. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inches, or say you do you on whatever measurements you want, from one end down. Actually, I might do, that's a lie, I'm going to do 1.25. So I'm going to mark this quarter, each quarter of the way around. So once I've made these 4 lines to help give me a guide to cut around, again, now you can either freehand that if you can make the join between those two just by eye. Otherwise, I'm going to take an elastic band and try to make this as a guide cut. So it'll take a little bit of finagling. If you wrap this around, okay, and it's this bottom edge that you want to be smooth and basically follow those pencil lines. Obviously you're always going to be a little bit off where the cross is, but we can make it better than I've just done it. So then I'm going to take my craft knife and simply follow this along. So you're going to push through and cut, obviously being careful not to cut yourself, please. Obviously now you can remove your elastic band, and then you've got your cut circle. Then I'm going to bring in my hot glue gun, my twine, string, whatever you're wanting to use, and a pair of scissors. So I'm going to apply some hot glue because we're going to wrap the twine all the way around. You might have to add a bit more as you go because this does dry fairly quickly. So I'm going to start at one end and work my way up. Okay, my glue has now already set, so I'm going to need to add a little bit more. So there you have it. There is a very simple rustic napkin ring. You can totally leave it at this point, or you can zhuzh it up just a little bit further by adding something like a dry piece of lavender to it. Just to say, to add a bit of interest, but you absolutely don't have to do this. What I would recommend is make sure that the flower or stalk or whatever you're using, so rosemary, thyme, whatever it is, making sure that it's something that's edible, because obviously it's coming into contact with a napkin, which is obviously coming into contact with people's mouths. So you can now hot glue this on like so. All we need to do now is fold the napkin. I'm going to be using a fabric napkin. It doesn't really matter what kind of napkin you use. say mine is fabric. You can use paper. It can be a stiffer one. Mine's linen. Any should work just fine. We're going to start with it opened out. Mine isn't a perfect square. Ideally yours would be, but it doesn't matter too much on this particular one. I'm going to start by making a triangle. So I'm going to fold in half diagonally. And then same again, a smaller triangle, so folding diagonally. From here, it is really simple. It's just a case of coming from the center point and pinching. So you've got that middle point, and then we're going to just repeat that up and down each side. So as you can see, I've pinched. I'm going to just do the same, about the same height all the way down. So pinching it in, and I'm going to hold it still at this point. This is going to remain my center point. So you're going to pinch and pull it in until you reach the end. Same on the other side. So you pinch, and you need to gather that up at the side. So as you can see, you've already got that leaf shape. It's now just a case of adding your napkin ring. So you slide all this in to secure it into place. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, if you could give the video a like, and of course don't forget to subscribe, because we have lots of other videos on our channel for an autumnal rustic wedding, as well as other napkin folding tutorials. So if you're looking for that for your entertaining or your wedding reception, do check those out, and I will link some of those in the description box below.